welcome back. Woo. If I'd been smarter when I was younger, it would have been, or should have been, obvious that breakups are inevitable. Soft ones, which are rare, mean you don't hate each other when you call it quits. You both know you've given it your best or worse and wish the other person well, but be gone. Yet, what if you broke his heart? What if you sent him off and he disappears on a cable car and you don't see him again for 34 years? I don't know if I was really in love with Abraham, although I have to admit I have never quite managed to reach the plateau since. Close. But how do you compare degrees of love? Even though it does seem to happen in different temperatures, Abraham created a furnace in me, and his power scared me because at first I just thought he was tall, black, fine, multiple orgasmic, inducing, marijuana smoking man who probably didn't have a future. And before I fell all the way into every inch of his heart, or I should say, let him fall inside mine, I opted out. He wanted to marry me. Right now, he's about 15 minutes away. I've agreed to meet him here at the office because it's the furthest we can get from even thinking about touching. Not that I'm thinking anything like that. Liar. No matter what, he will never see the inside of my house nor a hotel room with me in it. I would probably break his back where I would probably break his back where he to find his way inside me because I would probably never want to stop moving. I don't look anywhere close to what I used to look like, and all that most men want is a centerfold anyway. This is one more thing that bothers me about most men, and especially black men. They don't get fat. They also don't seem to age the same way we do. They don't have babies. They don't have C sections. And I've never seen a man with stretch marks. Well, that's not completely true because my daddy got fat, and mom said he had more stretch marks than she did later on. Oh, who cares? I'm not taking my clothes off or having sex with a man I haven't seen in 34 years. We hope so. But then I think about that. Why the hell not? Because it's been many years and you don't. Okay. You can smell the Chinese food, so I spray Febreze, which doesn't quite cut it. So I shove it back into the bag it came in and grab a plastic one from under the sink and tie the tie so tight it makes my fingers red. I dash down the hall to our private restroom and get a can of neutralizer spray and blast it from the front door, around the reception area, on back past the examining rooms and into my office. I inhale, but I don't know what nothing smells like. I go back to the restroom and brush my teeth and floss and put on a thin layer of pancake makeup along with a little blush, but not enough to make him think I just put it on. And I wipe off and then replenish my red matte lipstick, which I added a thin coat of gloss on top of it, and rake my fingers through my hair, look in my purse, and get out my favorite hand cream and rub it on my neck and arms. Thank God I wore black knit, and just when I run back to my office to put the long jacket on, the phone rings. It's him. He's probably changed his mind. I deflate. Hello, Abraham. Georgia, I'm so sorry to have to do this, but can we get a rain check? My mom is having a hard time this evening. One of the reasons I came home this time was to make sure she gets in home care since my trifling siblings aren't helping. No problem, Abraham. I'm really sorry to hear this, but you do what you need to do. I might end up staying longer, he says. Will you be in town all this week? Yes, I will. How old is your mother? 86. Mine's 82. And how she's doing? She's engaged. He chuckles. That just made my day. Let me ask you what might be an inappropriate question at an inappropriate time, but would you ever consider remarrying? Only if I was sure it would be the last time. Nice to hear. I'll be in touch a day or so, if that's okay. That's fine. Take care of your mother. Woo! I wiped the perspiration from my brow and put my head down on my desk. Then get up and go dig my Chinese food out of the trash. I don't bother to read my fortunes. Yeah, she exhaled. Whew. I don't know about this Abraham. To hell with all the other ones, girls. Just marry Abraham and be done with it. I'm going to look for my dress first thing in the morning, Wanda. Please fuck him, Georgia. For old time's sakes, if nothing else. You've been on that petrified list too long, and you know you could use a good lube job. Although, I wonder if your engine will even start. I think I like to kick things off with the old-fashioned blowjob. You sure you remember how? Some things you don't forget, Wanda. Anyway, seriously, I'm not thinking about sex. Then something is wrong with you. I thought you take hormones. I do, low dose. Then run and buy something to make it easier for him to slide inside that tunnel. He could be happily married. So what? Is she here with him? Wanda. I don't know, but I can get myself in a lot of trouble if I have sex with him and like it half as much as I used to. Oh, girl, please. Just be a middle-aged woman who hasn't had any in years. Take it any way you can get it. You're sounding more and more like Violet. I'm just messing with you, Georgia. But don't be such an old lady. Men do this shit all the time. And what's that? Get it whenever, with whomever they can. We can learn from them, especially you, about now. I'm just excited about seeing him after all these years. I think I'd be happy just to hug him. Hug him? He's a goddamn man, not your long-lost son. I'm too wired to fall asleep, so I take a Tylenol PM. Detective Gorin voice wakes me up. I don't find him sexy anymore. He's too predictable. I know he's going to solve the murder after he humiliates the hell out of the perpetrator. I grab the remote and press the button that allows you to see the programs you record as a series. I delete the 5 episodes waiting to be watched and then press the button twice to stop recording the series. I'm tired of crying. And I'm tired of being entertained. I turn the television off. In the morning, I decide I'm going to walk the reservoir. It may be for the wrong reasons because I feel like I'm really just killing time hoping to hear from Abraham or Amen, but I'm praying it's Abraham today. Right now, I don't care if the house never sells. When I'm almost halfway around, my phone rings. It's Abraham. I let it ring twice. Are you free for lunch? I can be. How's your mother? Better, all things considered. My sisters are with her, so I can't believe I'm actually talking to you, Georgia. You sound the same. You do too. Is there some place you like to have lunch? Would you mind driving to East Bay? Not at all. You live on that side? I do, right behind Claremont. It's nice over there, green, quiet, lots of wildlife. So how about lunch then? That sounds great. We can meet at the Claremont. What's a good time for you? I look at my phone. It's already 11. How about 1 if that works for you? I'll see you then and there. As soon as I hit in, I realize I meant to warn him that I don't look the way I used to. But as I walk the last mile and a half, I realize I don't have to apologize for anything. About time. When I got home, I pick out something flattering to wear, and when my wig box falls on the floor, as if I'm on autopilot, I gather all 9 of them in my arm like dirty laundry, walk down to the kitchen, shake out a white trash bag, and toss them all inside. I walk out into the cold air and drop them into the trash bin. On my way back in, I see 3 wild turkeys on the hillside staring at me. They're wigs, I say. I'm done. He beats me there. He's sitting on a long leather sofa and wearing a burgundy sports coat, a burgundy t-shirt and jeans, and when he sees me, he stands up like a king and holds his arms out for me to walk inside them, which I do. In fact, I believe I could sink in deeper if my heartbeat weren't so loud. Abraham, I say, trying not to sigh. He looks better now than he did 34 years ago. He kisses me on both cheeks. I didn't even know I had to. Georgia, he does sign. Time is on your side, baby. You're still beautiful, he says, and I try not to act as if I know he's lying. Okay. Baby, please don't. Yes, do. Thank you. Once more with feeling. I know I look different. Like I don't. Well, there's a lot more of me. And you say it like it's a bad thing. We've been in a world a half century, so no need to apologize. Look at this, he says, and opens his jacket and takes my hand and presses my palm against his stomach, which is firm and warm. I pull my hand away like I just got burned. Please. Now I sign as well. It's nice to see you, Georgia. I can't believe we're really standing here together, to be honest. You? I mean, have you ever thought about me? Let's sit down first. Answer the question first. Of course, every time I read the Bible. I say, laughing. He takes me by the hand the way he did years ago, and we follow the waiter to an outdoor table. It's chilly out here, but I'm too warm inside to put on my jacket. He pulls the chair out for me, and I swear to God, a man has never looked so good in a pair of blue jeans, and those legs go on forever. He sits down and looks at me, and I look out at the Bay Bridge. Miss Georgia, he signs. Please don't stare at me, Abraham. You're making me nervous. What do you expect me to look at? Okay. You're still feisty, I see. They bring our water, and I drink too much at once and start choking. He gets up, comes around to pat my back, and then lifts me to a standing position and pulls me inside his arm like I'm a little girl and pats my back some more. I could almost cry. Thank you for saving me, I say with lightheartedness. If you ever really need to be, you can count on me. So why the South? I ask. Why not? It wasn't a rhetorical question, Abraham. I like the soil down there. I'm a farmer, you know. You mean a real farmer? Like in living on a farm? He nods. Does that shock you? Well, yeah, considering you grew up in San Francisco. If we all stayed where we were raised, we would never branch out and spread our roots. Have you spread yours? Well, I've got 3 sons. One lives in Seattle. He teaches high school biology. Another one lives in Atlanta. He's an interior designer. And yes, I'm proud to say he's gay in case you're wondering. And the youngest still lives with me. He's physically challenged, but he's a big help and let me and like me loves to cultivate and grow anything we can eat. Wow, that's pretty amazing. What about your wife? Which one? I thought you said you've been divorced twice. I have, but I'm engaged to a wonderful woman who reminds me of you. Oh, pew, pew, pew. That was a smack in the face. Well, she wanted to know, right? But reminds you of her? Okay. Well, so much for that fantasy. I'm flattered. So what about you? I know you have 2 daughters and 2 ex-husbands, and you got a thriving optometry practice in San Francisco. Are you involved with anyone? Involved? I try not to cut my eyes at him because he mean well. I was a while ago, but not recently. How long ago? Why? Because I want to know how long it's been since you've been in love or been loved. Oh, Lord, help me. It doesn't pay to lie, because then you have to tell another one to make the previous one sound valid. What difference should it make to you, Abraham? Because I just want to know if you're happy. Well, I'm not. I can't believe I just said that. Abraham doesn't look all that surprised. I didn't think so. Ooh. What would make you say that? Because there's no light in your eyes. Oh, that answers my question of how she looked. Maybe I need glasses. He doesn't chuckle at that. Talk to me. I am talking to you. You know what I mean. I'm harmless, and we go too far back to have to play any head games. I don't want anything from you. I'm not going to go on Facebook and blab anything you say to me, which is one reason it took me so long to go on it. My sons forced me. My daughter, I say, pointing to my chest. So, are you lonely? I don't feel comfortable saying if I am or not. I haven't seen you in years, Abraham, and here you come out of nowhere trying to get all inside me like time hasn't passed. If you are, it's not something you need to be embarrassed about. Shouldn't we order? I'm not that hungry, he says. Are you? I shake my head no. I feel like I'm sinking, like I'm going to slide under this table onto the floor and curl up into a ball forever. How close is your house? He asks. Why? Because I want to know. I point. I love to see where you live and how you live. I don't know if that's such a good idea, Abraham. I think it's a very good idea, he says, stands up, takes my hand. He reaches inside his pocket and put a 20 on the table. The waiter comes over and doesn't even ask. That's the end of that chapter. Whoo, yeah, the title fit this chapter. Whoo, because she would have did it. If Abraham was up for it, I think she would have did it. I think she would have allowed him to, you know, allow the intimacy with him. And her hopes get up so fast and so quick. And it's definitely obvious that she is lonely, because if he can see it in her eyes, it answers the question of why everybody is trying to get her in a relationship and hooked up, or, get some type of intimacy, because it's written all over her face apparently. And Abraham is engaged. He ain't married, but he's engaged. And I feel like, what's the point of saying she broke his heart? Did he mention that he's engaged to break her heart back? Only time will tell. But that's it. I don't have any definition words. I knew the word I was saying. It was just a tongue tied. But yeah, I shall see you in the next chapter. Bye.